Yeah, no, they're pretty cool, and we're all excited to get to wear them.
You guys played. I've already played, a top flight team in Penn State and played them close and almost pulled it out. Can you draw off anything from that game? What you guys did well, the approach, any of that stuff for this week?
Yeah, I think just the fight that we had that game. Just obviously the intensity that we brought to that game. Is something we want to recreate for this game. And I think the other thing is just the preparation that we had for that game is something that we're trying to recreate as well, but also build off of it.
Does the name or the ranking ever? Do you guys ever think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I know that sometimes I think about it, but after a while you have to realize that it's just another game. You can't get caught up in the accolades or anything like that. So I think just being able to acknowledge it and then step away from it is something that helps preparation, and then also too while you're in the game to not be afraid of them or not be scared of them.
How do you kind of put that stuff to the side?
Yeah, I think just the preparation that you have. I think the more prepared that you are, the more confident you are in your own skills.
What about the competitive spirit? I mean, you sign up to go to Iowa, you're going to play Ohio State. You want to do that, I assume, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity, and obviously to do something special, and it's a pretty great feeling when those things happen. Like the Michigan game last year. So I think that's what we all strive for is those feelings with your teammates that you have after a big win like that.
What do you have to do to win? Akram said you have to make it a fight. Long drives, protect your defense a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think he hit it on the head. We have to be able to keep their offense off the field. They're high-powered and establish long drives and then score touchdowns off of those drives.
Nate, you don't strike me as a guy who would care about uniform stuff, but there you were. When did that shoot happen?
I think it was on our bye week. Yeah, the Wednesday of our bye week. So.
Do you think they're cool?
Yeah, I do. I think they're pretty sweet.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know who designed them, or I think a team of people designed them, but they did a great job.
What's your favorite part? The helmet's a whole departure. That's a whole different deal.
You saying just the jersey?
Yeah. No, the helmet part of it, of the new uniform is way different than what you guys usually have. But what's your favorite part of it? I think the helmet's just way different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, I really like how they incorporated all the eyes into the uniform, especially like with the numbers. So I think that's pretty special and pretty cool. Obviously, being able to have these alternate uniforms, but still incorporate who we are into them.
Right, exactly.
When you look, a couple weeks ago at Northwestern, Noah drops a pass. That wasn't the only play that you guys blew, but that was the last play. So he said he took it really hard. What kind of conversations did you have with him immediately, and then maybe a day or two later?
Yeah, no, I think just I think right afterwards, I think really the only thing you can do is just console him and tell him that obviously he's a great player and that we're going to need him to make plays in the future. And as the days went on afterwards, we just continue to motivate him and help him through the tough times that he went through. So just being able to continue to motivate him, to realize that we're going to need him for the future, is something that tried to do.
Well, he said he relied on his faith to kind of get him through that moment. I mean, is that something that you also rely on? And is that something you guys ever talked about?
Yeah, no. So my faith is a big part of my life, and growing up, my parents, instilled a faith into me, and I went to a private grade school up through 8th grade. So having that background and that foundation, is something to rely on, and then also to other athletes, there's organizations on campus like Athletes in Action and SALT and stuff that I try to go to, weekly. Fortunately, I can't this semester because I have a night class, but it's something that I try to rely on and something that can definitely help you through tough times.
Is that something that has helped you think, at all this football season?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's been tough times when, when you don't feel like going to class or you just want to take a nap or something, and it's something that you can fall back onto and rely on to, stay in your morals and do what's right.
Thank you.
deep passes, shots downfield, big part of this offense. How can that kind of change, the momentum of the game, the way things are going?
Yeah, no, I think any big play is, especially if you're having a solid drive and you're sustaining plays at 3 yards here, 4 yards there on run plays, and then you can hit a deep pass. I think it can kind of just break the back of a defense sometimes. Or even change the whole game. It just builds a lot of momentum for an offense, and then also too, for the defense.
Does it open things up for you too a little bit more because they know they got to cover that back end behind them too?
Yeah, I think it just depends on the defense too. Sometimes sometimes a deep play is a busted coverage, or sometimes it's somebody just makes a great play. So I think it just depends on the circumstance and how it happened.
Did you guys really have a pig?
Yeah, so the guy that was brought in dinner for us on Sunday, he's kind of crazy. He goes all out. He's Peter from Gray's. He had a whole hog in here for us. So.
How was it?
It was pretty good. Yeah. So.
Do you think that'll be that tradition catches?
Yeah, no. So he actually did it last year too.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
My bad. Shows you how observant I am.
Yeah. I mean, no. I think the food that he always brings is really good, and he loves the Hawkeyes, and we're definitely thankful for him.
What was when the team first saw the pig on the table? What was the reaction?
I don't think too many people were surprised, actually.
Really?
Because,
Yeah.
because everybody knows that he's kind of nuts like that. But I think he likes that, likes it that way.
That's
So,
cool, that's cool.
So I think maybe some people were a little surprised, but I wasn't too surprised by it.
Did you finish the pig off? Did you eat it all?
I don't know how much of it got eaten. So there was a lot of people here, after I was. So.
Are you a barbecue sauce guy or a mustard, or what do you put on your pig? Plain.
Depends on the first couple bites, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I think I have to try it out. But if it was something, it'd be barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
It doesn't always need sauce though. Either.
Exactly.
No, it doesn't.
That's
You're right.
If it's seasoned the right way.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
Nate, there were some guys last week on TV that compared you to Roethlisberger in the way your game looks and the way you've played. Is that something that you ever think about, comparing yourself to other players that have played before or play in the pros?
I think some of my teammates mess around with me about being a pretty big guy. I think from that standpoint, people have just thrown that out there. But I haven't really heard anybody compare, especially like TV announcers or anything, compare myself to to other quarterbacks. But I think it's something that I try to emulate in quarterbacks game, especially guys like Tom Brady and Ben Roethlisberger. Incorporate things from them into my game.
How do you think last week helped you improve? Watching it looked like another step in the right direction for you, completing some of those long balls, even the one that hit Amir in the face. It was right where it was supposed to be. How has that continued to grow your game?
I think it just builds confidence, to make those plays consistently. I think that's the big thing is continue to build consistency and be able to make those plays regularly.
And Akram kind of mentioned the team developing an identity. Do you see that in the offense starting to get your own the offense having its own identity?
Yeah, I think the last couple of weeks we've had some really good practices, and just continuing to build on those has helped us establish ourselves.
You've seen